And a lot of people, a lot of small business owners like me, myself, I'm a small business owner, and we don't really understand these three things I'm going to talk about. And there's the fourth one. The first one, logo. The second one, branding. The third one, brand. The fourth one, marketing. Yes, these four things actually govern the way we make our business work for us. But then I'll tackle only three and then leave the last one, which is marketing, for the next video. This is not going to be something too complex for you to think around. I'm going to make it so simple. When it comes to the first one, logo, a lot of business people, small business owners like me, small business owners think that they have to create something complex. And is it that so much important? The logo is it that so much important? That's something I want to talk about. Yes, logo is important, but it doesn't really affect the business in its raw form. I mean, when it comes to delivery, the logo is not part, it's a brand. When it comes to delivery, the logo is not part, it's a brand. Let me say this, I'm a logo designer, a professional logo designer. And what actually logo is actually the image that represents the brand. So when someone designs a logo for you, the logo's job is not to deliver the service of that brand. So that's the reason why you don't need to have the corporate or the business essentials in the logo. For example, if you are into fashion, then you need to have needle, thread, all the essentials in terms of building the fashion wear into the logo. No, there shouldn't be something like that. As a small business owner, your logo can be very simple, like Nike, their own swatch mark. So it could be here. It's simple. So just identifying the brand that is from this particular company, this particular business. So that's the function of the logo. Do you understand? So there's nothing should be complex about this, where people would trying to do something to match their ideologies about their brand or the business that they are trying to build. So I'll say, talking to the professional logo designer, which are very specific about what they understand, what they know, they will help you craft something simple and unique. That's it. That's one of the things I do. I'll help you create something simple and unique. Simple. And that is going to be there forever. And then one thing that people don't really get also is that they were like, okay, why logo is not actually the main core of the business where the operation happens or the delivery happens, but actually the logo also costs a lot in terms of branding the business. This is the whole thing. The logo is going to be there forever. It's not going to be that changing all over again. So the identity of consistency, to be able to identify for being consistent about what you do, the project that you offer, or the business that you do, it doesn't need to change. So it's supposed to be there forever. It's supposed to identify your business or your brand forever, and something that will stand for a test of time, that will be timeless. And you want it to be so cheap, it can't be cheap. that unique identity that will represent you for a long period of time. So you need something solid in the form of a logo to stand the test of time, to be there forever. That's why logo is so expensive. That's why it's expensive. So yeah, that's it from logo. Let's talk about the branding. Let's talk about the branding. The branding is all the strategic system that you put in place. Let me repeat. The branding is actually your strategic systems that you put in place. So you need to know what you stand for, your core values, and your culture, everything concerning your brand. That's the intangible aspect of your brand, the emotional aspect of your brand. Those are essential elements that makes your brand. And then the visual aspect of it, okay, as we call the visual identity or visual designs, the graphical presentation and everything. This whole thing is a branding. So we have the physical and the emotional aspect of it. In combination, working together, building that ecosystem is what we call the branding. And branding doesn't stop. I always say this, branding doesn't stop. It continues from the day one that you start your business and goes on forever. Most of the time, because you do some changes, you have some kind of project you want to undertake, you do some changes, and branding has to come in again. You change the color of this, so the emotional state, like talking about your brand position, and you want to restructure everything around there. Yes, branding continue to change, revolve. I'll say revolve. Yes, so branding always revolve, always putting in structure, system, strategies to make sure that your brand stand tall. So the last one, the brand itself. So without branding, there's no going to be brand. So your brand is going to be the result of your branding work. Okay, your brand is going to be the result of your branding work. That is going to be how people feel about the effort you put in. That is going to result in how people feel about your project, your business. It's actually the brand. So the brand is how people feel, the experience people have about your project, your business, whatever it is going to be the brand. So how people feel, the experience that they get, okay, that is actually your brand. So now we have the logo understood, the branding also understood, and then the brand understood. So these three things have to come together, but the most important one is the brand, because it's going to project. I said that's actually how people feel about everything. So, and there's the delivery itself. So if you don't work on the branding aspect of your project, it's going to affect how people feel about your project, how people understand, people think about you. Even if you're not in the room, what people say about what you offer, your business, is going to be the brand that you are projecting out there. So brand is very, very important. Building a brand is very, very important. For business owner, I think these three aspects of we trying to build something is actually one of the essential things you have to be looking at. The logo, as soon as it comes and it's fixed and then it really works for the project, it can be sidelined for so many times, so many years, and the focus will be on the branding and the brand itself. So if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and we will learn more together as small business owners. Bye bye.